Hey all you super players out there, Ben Lodice aka 5 Buck Lunch, coming at you with a commentated match. This match is between me and my friend Mike, and I am playing the new Trunks Vegeta Black Leader, the one from the structure deck, and he is playing the new Fuse Zamasu leader. He's always been a huge fan of Zamasu, so he's been trying to make that work with all the ramp cards from the new set. He decided to go first. I'm starting off with a pretty good hand here. With this deck, you pretty much just want to make sure you don't have any of the cards you want to mill in your hand. So for example, like drawing Ningrishi isn't fantastic, but that's okay, because we have a bad mill there. If you notice, I didn't hit any of the cards that I want that comes out, and of course, for my draw, I draw the Time Agent Vegeta. In that first mill, you really want to hit either Time Agent Vegeta or the Trunks that comes into play for free. So I decided to use Hatchak's effect, discard him, try and see if I can hit it again. I miss again. So already this game isn't starting off fantastically, but that's okay. I mean, that means our next mills have even better chance of hitting things. So it's not a giant, like, hugely crippling thing if we don't hit our cards right away, especially since Zamasu isn't going to kill us on the first couple turns. And we have lots of ammunition for later, having both Turtles in our hand and stuff like that. So I'm just going to put that on the side there so you can see my drop. So he's going to play the Zamasu that ramps you right away. And right into his Zeno, which will allow him to ramp again. One thing to notice, he went first, so this is his second turn. So bam, that's going to get his... Yeah, there we go. Oh no, I'm sorry, this is his first turn. Right. Now I'm getting all confused. No, it's the second turn. Okay, that's right. So he's going to use that Zeno to kind of ramp. Luckily, I have a lot of tools in my hand to get rid of it on my turn with the multiple Turles and stuff. And since he went up to 4 mana already, he gets to awaken his leader. And his leader has the ability where he can take away one of his energy, which he would have been losing anyways, to the Zeno effect to give it dual attack. So he's going to get 2 attacks this turn, which will let him draw a bunch of cards. And then he loses the other energy because he ramped it with his Zamasu card, so he goes back down to 2 energy. My turn, draw cards, another Ningrishi. Bam. One thing to note, he messed up a little bit, and he played the Presence Manaka before he awakened, which doesn't allow him to give his double strike on the awakened side, which is going to hurt him a little later. So this mill, as you can see, was much better. I got both the Union and the Trunk, so I get to put both of those in play for free. The fact that a lot of the other Trunks went away isn't a huge hit. So that will... So now I have an established board. I'm probably going to look to get rid of the Zeno. Since he's awakened and 1500 already, it makes it a lot more difficult for me to put in cheap damage. Which is unfortunate because he's at 7 life. But we're going to play the Turles, putting back some Trunks in order to try and go after his Zeno here to stop him from ramping out even further. Because if he ramps into his big Zamasu and gets that 9-drop extra card out, I could kind of be in trouble, since a lot of my power cards are 4 and higher. Even though we don't pay for energy for them, they're still 4 cost. One nice thing about attacking Zeno is since it's only 9,000, we don't actually have to boost Turles. We can just attack twice with it. We don't have to discard a card. And we'll uptick our Unison card. One real nice synergy with this Unison card is we can discard our Universe 3s, and they don't go away like they normally would if we comboed with them. And so, bam, not only do I get to warp to put my Universe 3 in play, but I can also put my Gohan in play for free since a black card left by a card effect. So now we're just clearing out the Zeno with the attacks that I have. The Unison card's boosted by 1,000 due to zone effect, so I don't have to combo anything, and it gives me 2 blockers to protect my Unison card with next turn. there's not really any reason for me to kind of like pressure further, because I mean, in theory, I could go drop another Turles and do other stuff. So like, there's not really any reason for me to pressure further, because I'm not gonna be able to kill him this turn. Yep. The unfortunate thing is here, I don't have much to do with that energy. I'm kind of wasting one here, because I have one for the not even a scratch, but it would have been nice to do something with the other mana that I had floating around. So this Vegeta is the set 1 Kaba, but blue, so when it attacks, you can take a life to give him double strike. So he's going to attack. And I'm going to negate that. He's going to choose to take the life still. Since he's running a little low on cards and he has so much life, it kind of makes sense for that. And since that's the only thing right now that has double strike, I don't really want it attacking my Unison card. So we ate an energy to give it dual attack. And I'm fine with that. I don't really mind using a losing counter. It's pretty not very often that you get your -4 effect anyway, so as long as he lives, and I have 2 blockers, so it's going to be pretty hard for him to actually kill him, there isn't much of a reason for me to protect the counters that are on him. So he attacked the 5k, I'm going to block, and he's going to play, that's actually Ultra Instinct Son Goku Kamehameha. I don't know why my Octagon doesn't have the image for that, but it's the plus 15k extra card that on his turn allows him to draw a card, and on my turn I'm tapping energy. So he used that to get to 20k, which I didn't feel like it was worth saving the Trunks, so Trunks died. So we're going to mill 5 here for our effect. And we got the Vegeta. I really should have played around that, by the way. The proper order would have been to put an Angrishi to the drop first, then use Trunks' effect, or use its effect to warp the Trunks, so that if I milled another Trunks, I would have gotten the Trunks and the Vegeta. Not the worst, though, because we did get the Vegeta, which was a 4-drop that we didn't have. So we're going to +2, discard one of the cards that we want in our drop area. And now we have our Hatchiyack. Oh, did I misplay there? Okay, not that it mattered, but I did misplay there. I was supposed to put 3 cards for my drop back. I have plenty of pointless cards, so I could, for example, put the 2 Dodoras and a Trunks back, and it would have really made a difference. But so yeah, so Hatchiyack cleared a battle card, and when he attacks a battle card, he gets to stand up. So we get rid of the Trunks now, so we can get some more attacks in, because he's got 5 life still, so we want to put some pressure on here. So he's going to choose to take it, that puts him to 4. Hatchiyack's coming in at 25 single. So he took it again, so now he's down to 3, but he has 11 cards in hand. So he's got a lot more cards than me, and I need to put some pressure on. Luckily, I still have a couple of attacks this turn, and we want to put as much pressure on as possible because we want him to have to use cards from his hand. So I choose to mill 2 with my Hatchiyack. Don't hit anything. Sadly, I don't have the 4-drop Universe 3. It's called like Viri or something like that, which to clear the Vegeta with first. Otherwise, I would have been able to put a Vegeta in for free there as well. So basically, we're just going to attack with our leader and attack with our Unison card, followed up probably with an Analaza attack, just so we can get some pressure in and make him use some cards in his hand. We still have him on pretty low mana, or pretty low energy, so we're not really too worried about those big Zamasu plays coming down. We've actually got him in a pretty good spot now. And like I said, even more pressure. We're just going to keep pouring it on, because that's going to be 2 more attacks, and then we have another attack with another Universe 3 from our drop, getting rid of the Turles. You notice I'm going to pretty low cards in my hand. That's because I have 5 life still, and I'm not really too worried about actually taking any damage. But as you see there, I could pitch it on Alaza for the Turles' effect, which means I'll get another double strike attack this turn if I want it. And you'll see now he has started using super combos, which, while they aren't taking card advantage from his hand in terms of numbers, it means he won't have them later to make plays and defend himself with. So burning those now is very good for us. And I choose to not attack with the Turles. The reason for that is I would have to discard another card to get it up to 15, and I don't really want to do that right now. In addition, it's not really going to get me that much. It might get like 1, maybe 2 cards out of his hand, but since it's a 15 leader already, it's not really going to do much of anything for me. So I decided it's better off just to leave it there and use it next turn, or possibly combo with it this turn. So he plays an Overwhelm card, and it's going to give his leader 5 for the turn and allow him to draw a card. It's particularly good for the this Zamasu leader in particular because he can give it dual attack, so he gets the 5k attack for 2 attacks, which is really nice. And as you can see, I was trying to see how to awaken my leader, and at this point I realized that they don't have the awakened side on Octagon yet, so I will declare when I'm awakened, but it won't actually show up on the screen, unfortunately. So here he attacks my leader with his critical Janemba card, so I'm just going to take that. Loss is not even a scratch, that's fine, because now I can awaken on my turn, which can allow me to do some more powerful plays. It'll give me access to 5 instead of 4, which can put a lot more attacks through. So next he decides that he doesn't want to have to deal with all the attacks in my hand, so he's going to attack my battle cards. At this point, losing the battle cards on the board doesn't really cost me much of anything, whereas I want to make sure to keep the cards in my hand, so Trunks, and if I combo with the Nagrishi, the Universe 3, it'll go to the bottom of my deck, which I really don't want. I want it in the drop for my effects. So now, as long as he's not attacking my Unison card, I really don't care if I lose the battle cards on the board. So, yep, and there goes Vegeta. And just a note for everybody, when Vegeta leaves the board, he actually gets warped. He doesn't go to the drop area. And he's got one more attack with his leader. And he's attacking my leader, and I decide that there's no point really in defending it. It doesn't really have any more attacks, and I have 3 more life. Plus I can use the cards next turn because I'm probably going to be trying to kill him next turn. So I decided to just take the damage. So it's my turn. I'm going to charge the Unison card since I already have it. I don't need another one. So I mill my 5. I don't hit anything to come and play, but I got a whole bunch of Universe 3s, which is really good because that gives me a bunch of extra attacks this turn. And I drew a super combo for turn as well, so that's going to make one of my attacks really strong. At this point, it's giving plus 28,000. So we're going to start off, drop another Hatchiyak. So we can use energy, then we'll awaken to untap, so now we have 2. So not only have I played the Hatchiyak, but now I can also play the Trunks this turn. So now that we've awakened, which you see I put 5k on there, we can mill 5 again, and we're going to get both these Supreme Kais, which is really good. The other 2 are unique, but Supreme Kai is not, so every time you mill it, it can come into play. And for those of you that don't know, it gives him, it's a 10k combo if you have 5 or less cards in your hand. So I'm going to have a lot of combo power here with access to all 4 of those. So as you can see, we pitched the Analaza to uptick our Unison card. Another important thing is on the Awakened side, when we mill our 5, our Unison card also gains double strike, which is nice. Now, the one thing I don't have in this whole combo, and you'll see how many attacks I get even without it, is I don't have a way to get a 4-drop battle card on the board. Because if we drop a Trunks, then it's going to warp our drop, so we lose all our Viras, our Universe 3-4 drop. And I don't have a Trunks or a Vegeta or any way to place a 4-drop on the board, so I'm going to miss out on the 4 Viras I have in my drop area, so that's -4 attacks, which makes this finishing blow actually a lot more scary to do, because he has 9 cards right now. That's not insignificant, and I'm sure he has negates, and he could have Senzu Beans too, so it becomes very, very scary to try and go for game here. But the good news is, like I said, there's a Senzu Bean right there. Even if, since I have all of these combo pieces that give 10k, it's still pretty reasonable to attack, and at the very least, I can drain his hand. So now we're going to combo with Turles. We discarded the super rare because I'm probably not going to use that. Goes up to 25, so he drops a super combo, making him 30 since he has a Senzu Bean. And then we can warp the thing we attacked with and put in play an Ingrashi and attack with it. And as you can see, I'm just going to keep putting small amounts in and forcing him to lose all the cards in his hand. And as you see, okay, he's got a second super combo. That's not great for us. So we'll keep cycling through our Universe 3s. You can keep playing them. I made a slight error that didn't have any effect on the match. Universe 3s were all errated, so if you warp them, they go to the bottom of your deck, not your warp. Didn't end up mattering in this deck since I don't have any of the cards that abuse that, but just one thing to note, I know you're going to say, hey, they're not supposed to go to warp, they're supposed to go to the bottom of the deck. Didn't end up really mattering at all. But yep, I'm just keep swinging in with free 25 attacks. He's been through 3 of his super combos now. But he still has 8 cards in his hand and 3 life. But as you see, I'm swinging with my single strikers first. This is because I have Analaza as a double striker, my Unison card's a double striker, and I can bring out, I can't remember if it's 1 or 2 more Analazas that are in my drop, so these are even more double strike attacks. So I even can get my 1 life through, my double strike becomes much more valuable because it's a game shot. So that's why I'm comboing on my single strikers and not saving my combos for my double strikers. So, yep, so we cleared, Hachiyak attacked and cleared his battle card, stands back up, and then attacks the leader. And then we're going to drop our super combo on that, because like I said before, I really want the single strike to go through, and all my attacks after this are double strikes. And so that boosts up to 61 with 1 combo power. So now he has to decide whether it's worth comboing all that or actually taking the damage. So he does decide to take the damage. So now we can swing with our double striker since he's at 2. He still has 7 cards in his hand though, so he's still got lots of defenses. So he drops a Dimension Magic, so that's going to negate my first double striker. And he decides that he is going to take the life there, by the way. The reason he took the life is because he knows I have a bunch of double strikers coming, and he won't get to use that life unless he takes it with an extra card. So now I bring out another Analaza. Swing with that one. And I do have 1 more Analaza in my drop, so I'm going to get at least another 1 or 2 double strikers after this. Plus I have the Trunks on my hand, which he doesn't know about yet. And he has 2 more Senzu Beans. So that knocks his hand down to 5. And now the good point now is he has 2 Senzu Beans, that's true. But even if he does, he's at a low enough hand where I feel comfortable going for game, even though I have to get through a 30k leader. And the thing is, if he had 10Ks left, he probably would have played them earlier, so it's pretty safe to assume the last 5 cards in his hand are either uncomboable or 5Ks. So we warp to get our last 2 Universe 3s out, and then we overwhelm for our Trunks and grab a super combo back. This is really important because the super combo right now is worth 38,000 combo power. This is another reason this deck is really good, is since you have that ridiculously powerful super combo, and he does not have enough to combo over it, by the way. But yeah, that's another reason this deck is really good, is because I can grab back that super combo and swing in with a massive double strike attack. That's why I chose to run the Trunks over the Mira, because the Mira needs a double strike. That'd be kind of the other finisher you would run. And so it's just better to play the Trunks because it's a natural double striker that's coming in huge without having to actually play the double strike red card in your deck. So yeah, that game goes to the Trunks Vegeta. As you can see, it's a really powerful deck. I will be putting out a deck list video for it later this week, so please tune in for that. As always, go out there, play some Super, and have some fun.